You guys better like and subscribe and watch this video until the end, otherwise I'm coming for you. So you want to learn how to lucid dream, huh? Well, it's your lucky day because the universe has sent you straight to my channel. And if you're new here, you might as well just subscribe right now because trust me, you're going to want to. I drop so much valuable content just like this video right here, and I drop it all the time, and all my videos will change your life permanently for the better. And they're entertaining at the same time. So now that you liked this video and subscribed to my channel, let's get straight to it. And before I even start, make sure to watch this video until the very end, because if you're actually trying to learn to lucid dream, you need to incorporate all the information I'm about to tell you, and try without a shadow of a doubt, if you do all the steps I tell you correctly, you will have a successful lucid dream eventually when the divine timing is right. Now let's get straight into it. So chances are you clicked this video, try to learn how to lucid dream, or you just want to watch my video. Whatever way is fine. But if you want to learn how to lucid dream, let's get straight to it. So for anyone who doesn't know what a lucid dream is, let me give you the quickest explanation possible. It's basically when you're dreaming, but you're conscious and aware of everything that's going on. You basically have full control of your dream, and you can just do whatever you want. If you want to play some basketball in your dreams, go for it. If you want to go on a fancy date with Kim K, by all means, pretty much almost anything is possible. Whatever you can think of, if you master the lucid dream reality, you can accomplish it. Now, some of you guys are just mind blown by that possibility. You know, some of you guys might not even know that was possible. Well, it is. And luckily for you, I'm about to teach you guys how to do it. So whatever your dreams have been, once you master lucid dreaming, you can basically just feel what it's like to do them. And it feels so real in the dream too. For most people, lucid dreaming can feel even realer than real life. Because I know a lot of people, they can relate to this. You know, sometimes their dreams be feeling just like they're really living it. Like it's a whole nother world that they're in, and they actually feel so real. A lot of people even say that dreams feel realer than real life. And basically just imagine how real a dream feels, but you have complete control. So it's basically like you're living a whole nother life where you can literally do whatever you want. And all I'm going to say is a little warning. Don't get too carried away, because some people might try to go haywire and be like, oh, I'm just going to lucid dream my whole entire rest of my life away. Don't do that. You don't want to lucid dream too crazy. You don't want to be like lucid dreaming for 12 hours a day. That's just not healthy. You got to live life too. But I'm about to be telling you guys exactly how to lucid dream. And once you master it, you could pretty much do this every night if you really reach that level. And considering that I had a lucid dream literally last night just confirms I know a thing or two about lucid dreaming. So I'm going to help assist and guide you to exactly where you need to be. And since I know some of you guys are basically just the real life versions of Mr. Krabs, I know some of you guys aren't going to want to spend hella money to go out here and buy some lucid dreaming supplements. So instead of me promoting some crazy $110 supplement to lucid dream, I'm about to be giving you guys all the tips that I know of to enter a lucid dream for free as quickly as tonight. Now, I'm not guaranteeing that's going to happen tonight. Everyone's different. Some people might master it in 5 minutes after watching this video. Other people, it might take you a few weeks. If you really want to lucid dream and you're really serious about it, you just got to be patient. Now let's get straight into it. And by the way, one thing I forgot to mention earlier is you need to actually be able to remember your dreams in order for this to be effective. Because you could have a lucid dream, but what is the point of it if you can't even remember it? Like, that just takes all the fun away. Because I know some of you guys might have a problem remembering your dreams as soon as you wake up. I know, after hours of being awake, you don't remember anything about your dreams. But I'm talking about, like, you should at least be able to remember your dreams a couple seconds after waking up. And if that isn't working, if you aren't able to remember your dreams, then I'll drop a whole nother video on how to remember your dreams. So if you guys want to see that, make sure to comment it, subscribe, and like this video. But let's get straight into how to lucid dream. All right, here's step number 1. Set the intention that you want to lucid dream before you go to bed. And here's what I mean by that. A lot of you guys probably just use your phone, and then as soon as you're done with your phone, instantly pass out. Or some of you guys might just pass out scrolling on Instagram. And instead of doing that, here's what I want you to do instead. 5 minutes before you usually go to bed, however much time you could spare, at least a couple minutes before you go to bed, I want you guys to say something either in your mind or out loud. Say something along the lines of, I will lucid dream tonight, or something like that. It doesn't have to be those words exactly, but something that will go into your subconscious mind that basically is revolved around lucid dreaming. It could be a sentence like, I will lucid dream tonight, or I will be completely awake while dreaming. Just something along those lines to program and go straight into your mind, your subconscious mind, what you're trying to do. All right, and then here's what you need to do on top of that to really make it effective. Basically, I need you guys to 5 to 10 minutes before you actually go to bed, whip out some paper and a pencil or a pen. I know you guys got that. And don't do this on your phone. Don't go into your notes trying to cheat code it and copy and paste it in your phone. No, you got to actually put it on a pen and paper. You got to actually use a writing utensil and a piece of paper just like the old times. And basically just write down something similar to what I just told you to say out loud. Basically write down, I will lucid dream tonight, or I will be awake while dreaming. You need to write that down at least 50 to 100 times. I know to some of you guys that might sound crazy. You might be like, oh my God, that's literally a whole essay. Listen, if you pick a short sentence like you should, don't make it too long because that's just doing too much. Literally, if you pick something like, I will lucid dream tonight, that's only like a page max. Like if you only do it 50 times, that's like a page max. And that's the first technique. And by the way, when I mentioned say the things out loud or in your head, you want to do that until you fall asleep. All right, so you want to repeat that after you write down this, after you do what I just said with the whole writing down thing, where you write that down 50 to 100 times, the same sentence over and over again, I will lucid dream tonight, or whatever you want to choose. Then once you're laying down in bed, you close your eyes. Then in your head, it's better to do this in your head. You can do it out loud if you're really insane with it, but in your head, just keep repeating, I will lucid dream tonight. And if you find yourself having thoughts, once you realize you're thinking of something, don't get mad at yourself. Just go back to the thought, I will lucid dream tonight. And this actually helps you fall asleep quicker because it just keeps your mind focused on one thing instead of wandering on a whole bunch of different thoughts, which allows you to fall asleep quicker. And this will literally go into your subconscious mind so quickly where it'll actually work. I literally had, the first time I actually tried this writing down method where I wrote it down, I only wrote it down 50 times. And I literally had a lucid dream that same night. And this was in the beginning of my journey. So if you've never lucid dreamed before, this is the first technique I'd recommend trying, because if you don't know how this works, it works because when you write stuff down, it goes deeper in your subconscious mind. And by you writing this down, it will go straight into your subconscious mind right before you go to bed. Therefore, this will be on your mind as you're sleeping, which will then allow you to realize that you're dreaming and then wake up in your dream, aka having a lucid dream. So the first time, if you're really feeling lazy, write it down 50 times like I did. If that doesn't work, if you don't have a lucid dream, then next day, write it down 100 times. And then if that doesn't work, just keep writing it down 100 times every single night, and eventually you'll get it. You shouldn't have to write it down past 100 times. Just keep doing it every single night, and eventually the repetition will just catch up to your mind. So that's tip number 1. Write that down right before you go to bed. And let's get into tip number 2, step number 2, whatever. Step number 2 to have a lucid dream, and this one's a pretty effective one as well. So obviously if you're watching this, chances are you're watching me on some kind of cellular device, maybe a computer, but I'm pretty sure everyone watching this has a cell phone or some kind of alarm clock. What I want you to do is figure out what time you usually go to bed and set an alarm about 6 hours after you go to bed. So let's say you go to bed at 12, set an alarm for 6 a.m. And basically you set that alarm, you wake up, and you stay up for at least 2 minutes. All right, and then you can go back to bed. I'm not telling you to only sleep for 6 hours. What you want to do is you want to wake up after about 6 hours of sleeping and then stay up for at least 2 minutes or so. And what this does is it has something to do with your REM sleep. I'm not no expert. I just know this technique works. Basically, you want to wake up after 6 hours of normal sleep. So set an alarm 6 hours after you normally go to bed. And then stay up for at least a minute and a half to 2 minutes. And basically, here's what I want you to do. I'm going to explain this to the best of my abilities. So you know how you have fingers, right? And I feel sorry for anyone watching this who doesn't have fingers. But basically, take your hand and try to move your hand. Try to move your fingers without actually moving them. So imagine that you're about to try to move your fingers, but don't actually move your fingers in real life. So look, I got my hand right here. And basically, I'm thinking about moving my fingers, but they're not actually moving. Like I'm trying to move my fingers, but it's not actually moving. If you try it out, you'll know what I'm talking about. Basically, here's what I want you to do: lay on your back and start acting like you're playing the piano. Like you could actually wiggle your fingers. Imagine you're playing the piano. You can imagine some music in your head too, some Beethoven, and imagine like you're playing the piano at first. After you woke up after 6 hours of sleep, right? You set an alarm 6 hours after you went to bed, and now you're up. And you imagine that you're playing the piano while laying on your back. You're wiggling your fingers and everything. You want to do that for at least 10 seconds or so, wiggling your fingers. And then slowly but surely, you go from wiggling your fingers normally like you're actually playing the piano, pretty fast, to then slowing it down, barely moving your fingers. And then after a while, you want to not move your fingers at all in real life, but you want to feel like you're actually moving your fingers. Like, you know how I explained it earlier, where you try to move your fingers, but it's not actually moving. So you're imagining that you're moving your fingers, but you're forcefully keeping your fingers still. I know someone's going to know what I'm trying to say. And basically, you're going to eventually, your goal is to have the feeling that you're moving your fingers, but you're not actually moving your fingers. And what this does is, it keeps your mind awake, but your body begins to fall asleep, which is one way to enter lucid dream. It's when your body falls asleep, but your mind's still awake. That's how you're able to lucid dream. So you're conscious that you're still awake, but your body's just gone. So That right there is amazing technique as well to lucid dream. If you combine the first technique with this technique, oh yeah, you're entering a lucid dream for sure. Because I've had plenty of lucid dreams that happened because I woken up at like 6 hours after I went to bed and then fell back asleep and then boom, I'm in a lucid dream. There's some science behind it, but I just don't care to research it. Now let's get into step number 3, tip number 3. Let's get into the third and last technique. Now there is more techniques than this. So if you guys want a part 2, make sure to smash and download that like button, share with as many people as possible, and subscribe. But congratulations to anyone who made it this far in the video, because you got one of the most important things to do in order to enter an effective lucid dream. And I wanted to save it for all the real ones that actually stuck around. And if you fast forwarded, shame on you. But let's get straight to it. This is something that you need to implement in your day-to-day life in order to actually effectively lucid dream. If you're really serious about lucid dreaming, this simple, easy step will just take you to the next level. So basically, you need to start doing a thing called reality checks. Now, if you don't know what that is, let me explain it. There's 3 different easy reality checks that you can do on a day-to-day basis that will literally tell you whether or not you're dreaming. A reality check is basically just to check if you're dreaming or not, because this is how you usually enter a lucid dream. Pretty much every lucid dream I've entered, it's because I did a reality check and I realized I was dreaming. So here's all the 3 of the reality checks that you could do, and you can pick which one you want to do out of the 3, or you can do all 3. So here's the first one. Count how many fingers you have. Because for some reason, when you're dreaming, fingers don't add up. You don't have 5 fingers. You usually have like 6. In my experience, I usually have 6. I think you can control as many fingers as you want, but usually I have 6 fingers. I don't know why that is. I have no clue, but in the dream world, you don't have 5 fingers for some reason. So you want to count how many fingers you have. And, you know, obviously, most of us have 5 fingers, so you want to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Obviously, you know how to count all 5 fingers. And basically, you want to do this pretty much constantly throughout the entirety of every single day. If you're really for real about lucid dreaming, you should set an alarm and do reality checks every 15 minutes or so. I know that might sound obnoxious at first, but you want to do this for at least like a couple days until it becomes a habit, because after a couple days to a week or so, it will eventually become a habit where you no longer need the alarms. But if it's not a habit yet, so you want to have alarms to remind you to keep constantly doing it. And after it becomes a habit, you know you're just going to do it every single day. And basically, you want the first one is to count your fingers every time. If you have 5 fingers, you're not dreaming. If you have more than 5 fingers, chances are either you have some birth defect or you're dreaming. Now here's reality check number 2. Take 2 fingers on the opposite hand. Take whatever hand you're trying to check with, and try to put your fingers through your hand. And try to actually believe that your fingers are going to go through the palm of your hand. So like be like, oh, it's going to go through, it's going to go through. And then when you realize it doesn't go through, you're actually awake. Now, basically what this does is, when you're dreaming, for some reason, palms don't work either. When you're dreaming, your fingers are just going to go like, whoosh, like you just penetrated your own hand. That's basically what's going to happen when you're dreaming. And I don't know why this is either, but yeah. And here's the last reality check. Basically, take your fingers and plug your nose like you're about to dive into some WAP. And if you're awake, you won't be able to breathe with your nose closed, obviously. But if you're dreaming, for some reason, nostrils don't work either. So if you're dreaming and you go like this, you'll actually be able to breathe in real life, because your body, you're not actually plugging your nose in real life. So your body's still able to breathe normally. So that's probably why that one works. But those are all 3 reality checks. And whatever ones you end up picking, if you pick one or do all 3, you want to do those every 15 minutes or so. And then it'll eventually enter your subconscious mind, and you'll start just doing it in the day-to-day life. And this is something so easily you can do. You know, you're at work. Ooh. And, you know, obviously the easiest one is probably just to count your fingers, because, you know, that you could do that without looking suspicious. You know, if you try to do the nose plug reality check, walking past some girl, she might try to think that you're saying she stinks. So you might not want to do that one if you're next to people, because they might take the wrong impression. So the safest one that you could do pretty much anywhere is just to count your fingers, and you're welcome for that tip. Now, those are the 3 techniques, the 3 easiest techniques. Like I said, there's more, so if you guys want a part 2, let me know in the comments. But those are the 3 easiest techniques that you could do pretty much every single day, and without a doubt, you will eventually lucid dream. It might not happen the first night, like I said, but trust me, if you do these every single night and stay consistent, I promise you'll eventually lucid dream, and you'll be able to experience the hype, because trust me, it's definitely worth it, because having a lucid dream, it's quite awesome, if I do say so myself. Oh yeah, and for the real ones who stuck around, let me give you a valuable lucid dream tip. Obviously, obviously it's an exciting experience to have your first lucid dream, but the thing is, when you have a lucid dream, do not become excited, because that will instantly wake you up in real life. Trust me, I've been there. The first lucid dream I ever had, I was so hyped. I was just, oh my God, I'm lucid dreaming. And then 10 milliseconds later, I woke up in real life. I was like, wow. So basically, if you become too excited or just have too much emotions in a lucid dream, you'll eventually wake up. So basically, you want to, in order to stay calm, here's what I do. I just breathe in my lucid dream. I'm like, this is normal. I just keep telling myself that it's normal to lucid dream, and that allows you to lucid dream without waking yourself up, because if you become too excited, you will wake up. So make sure to stay calm. Obviously, you might not be able to help it. The first time you lucid dream, you might actually become too excited because you finally did it, and you just gotta take it. You just gotta learn from that lesson. But that's a valuable tip for anyone that stayed along this long. And I love and appreciate every last one of you guys. And thank you for checking me out. And make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Let's get it.